if everything goes into the pipeline that I have working right now, I'm sitting at $3 million that will close between this month and next.
That's pretty good. I mean, you started November, right?
Yeah, started November, and if I can, have 1.5 million a month right now to 2 million closing, then
that's fantastic. I mean,
yeah,
that's wonderful, man. So I do have a question for you. What made you want to, when you were getting started on this, what made you want to start with Good Vibe Squad? Like what led you to that?
So looking at Good Vibe Squad, so there's probably 4 or 5 different companies I was looking at, right? And I was doing, Facebook marketing on my own. I was looking at, Google terms on, hey, what can you do to increase lead generation? And finally came across Good Vibe Squad, and did the demo. I mean, and I had done already 2 or 3 demos with others, but y'all wanted my business. And what I'm saying with that is no one else had the intuitive nature to hit me up on YouTube, right? So as I'm sitting there getting ready in the morning, brushing my teeth, watching last night's Stephen Colbert, it was either you in a paddle boat or McBilly, popping in there. And I was like, damn, these guys are like, if they're willing to come after me to get my business,
right,
they're the only ones out of all of these folks that have done it. So if they're coming after me to get my business, what are they going to do for my clients? What are they going to do for these leads? And if it's anywhere near this, then that's when I knew I got to pull the trigger and go.
I love your situation because, we've been working together for 3 months now, and you've been in the industry for 4.5 months. So we've been together for, what would that be? 66% of your mortgage career, which is hilarious to me. What overall, like, as far as like, most people, and we're pretty honest about this, most people aren't going to like make astronomical ROI in the first 3 months, but I am curious, like what in your specific situation, I know you've been crushing it and you hit the ground running, just, you had the right mindset, you had the right mentality, you had the right work ethic. And you really applied, you showed up on the calls, you leveraged the system, and you were in there, you were working, it was obvious. What has been the overall result? I know it's hard, at times hard to measure, but if you had to put an ROI or a monetary benefit to the collaboration, what would you say that is?
So it's kind of, I would say, like threefold, right? So one is just the peace of mind knowing that money's coming in, right? Mm-hmm. Knowing that that's there. 2 is being new to the industry, is coming in and having a percentage of, hey, this is what you're going to get when you close a loan, right? Mm-hmm. And having that dynamic already change for me. So moving from, the 1 to the 1.5 in 3.5 months, 4 months, right? Like going from completely green to diving into Encompass and now the new Erla, but then, constantly learning more about the industry. Like, I went in when I first came in. So those first, month and a half, it was also training, and cold call. Train, cold call. Now the dynamic has switched where people are scheduling meetings with me and they earnestly are coming to me because I'm the subject matter expert. We have other branches that are now calling us through our bank going, how are y'all so successful now? And I mean, the easy part of that is Good Vibe Squad, right? So there's a nice, easy plug of other branches that are now contacting us saying, we went in on this action.
Well,
right.
It's got to be. I mean, it's a good point. It has to be on some level alarming when, you have these people that have been doing it for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever, maybe 20 in some instances. They see the new kid on the block with 4.5 months under his belt, starting to show him up in production. It's like, wait.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. They're like, wait a tick. What? No.
Yeah. What's going on here? So that has been cool. That has been cool to see that,
I'm leading in production right now. I'm leading in production for my branch. It's like,
I love that.
Oh. So
I'm the captain of the ship now. That's amazing, dude. I love that.
Yeah. I'm the captain now.
Say there's somebody out there. I'm sure there is somebody out there that might be thinking about working with us. They maybe in a similar situation to you. They've seen an ad or whatever, and they're skeptical, and maybe they had a bad experience before working with a different marketing agency or whatever. And in that situation, rightfully so, they'd be skeptical. But what would you say to somebody that's thinking about working with us, but might be on the fence? What would you say to them about working with Good Vibe Squad and McBilly and myself?
So, I mean, first and foremost is the professionalism, the attention to detail, being able to have the supportive community there on Facebook. But 3 months in, I have 300 leads. I have $3 million in the pipeline. I have leads that are now several months out. Like the amount that I've had, and I'm very fortunate in my regard to have a loan officer assistant that we have here in the office, because the amount of volume that's coming in, if I wasn't able to do the intro email after we get their 1003 started, getting everything going and getting docs out and hand that over to my LOA, like I would be so far in the weeds, it wouldn't be funny because of the volume, but also because of the quality. I mean, these are people that want the change. Like, these aren't people that, that are looking at it going, oh yeah, home ownership, like, how'd you get a hold of me? No, they're people that are going, hey, I saw this, what can you do to help? And then you tell them, like, hey, these are the services that we're providing. We're not putting you into a box. We want to look at all of these things for you. And having some of those talk throughs, be it pre-scripted or not, it has helped develop my pitch to the client.
And you're talking about like the conversation on the calls that we've had?
Yeah, the conversation on the calls, but also, the like 3-page document y'all sent over on the Hero program, right? So, making that your own, but ultimately knowing the nuggets that I have to hit. Like, if I hit these, I know that because of the breakdown that you've given us, that gives the emotional pull of this is what needs to be done. And having that knowledge of the lending industry was something I was completely green. I was a complete novice at, right? All I know is, hey, I've got these services, I can provide them. I'm better than X, Y, and Z. But, other than that, it's, hey, come do business with Cameron. Whereas here it's, do business with me because I'm a subject matter expert. Do business with me because I'm going to save you money. And do business with me because I'm here locally. You wouldn't believe how many folks coming through the system, when they hear, hey, I'm here in Sugar Land, and I tell them, quite frankly, I'm not in a call center in New York City. I know how to pronounce, Kirkendall, which if you ever flip from Houston, you look at the street and you're like, you're like, forget about it. So they know that you're local, and it's like, I'm a native Houstonian. I'm gonna connect you. I'm gonna let you know what to look at, and I'm here to help. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm your neighbor. And if I don't do good by you, you can figure out where I am,
Yeah, no, that's,
right?
that's
but
true.
I mean, be a little honest about it. Like, let your guard down on that. But the willingness to have folks, jump on these calls and hear their smile at the end of the day, because you've helped them, is powerful.
Yeah,
is truly powerful.
So if you had to sum that up to somebody that's what would you say if you had to have a direct message to the loan officer that's potentially thinking about working with us? What would you say specifically to them?
This is the busiest you'll ever be in your life, and it's the most fulfilled you'll ever be in your life, because you're helping folks, and the pipeline that's established through the Good Vibe Squad is by far, the most superior thing that I've seen in the tech realm of doing this.